Hello to you today. I hope you're doing really well. I am, because I'm literally going to do something that I've planned for a very long time, but I needed to be in the area-ish today, and weather permitting as well. Because as of recording this, we are in autumn, and autumn in England is very sort of unpredictable for weather. But we're in Ebenau, which is in West Sussex, as you probably saw from the original part there. And we're here to explore the last remnants of, and I mean this, and I really mean this, of very historic former brickworks. We know that there's some abandoned stuff here, kilns and some buildings, etc. And obviously the church that reminds us of really sort of dates around the sort of later phase. But come with me, because I think you're really going to like this one. I promise you, you're going to enjoy your brief little history lesson, because there's not much on it historically, which makes it even more special. So whatever we record today is going to be really good. Stay with me. Come on. Situated in West Sussex, just shy of Petworth, lies one of Sussex's most hidden industrial abandoned gems, that of Ebenau Brickworks. Although it's not known how far this brickworks originally dates, what we do know is that its first mention was that of Mr. Marks, who was paid for carrying bricks from Ebenau to Petworth in 1693, making them at least date back to the 17th century. The site would have been perfect for manufacture because everything was to hand, such as the clay, the water from the stream and the wood for the fire, so it's no surprise it had a long life as a brickworks. What's most likely is that due to the lack of early historical information on the site, it's probable that the brickworks was just used for the local estate. So fast forward to the real record of the site, when during the middle of the 19th century it was under the use of James Cole and later worked by Edward Phillips, then Ephraim and Robert Holden of Sparks Farm, before they went out of use in the 1930s, with the local bricks having been used to help build the church and school nearby. What makes the site of genuine interest is that what remains are rare examples of a 17th century brickworks which was never mechanised or altered, giving it the true meaning of rural industry. What's left now is the moulding shed where the bricks and tiles were made by hand, and the truly rare and beautiful kiln, having both buildings being restored, with the kiln's design having been almost unique to the area. The site is now a scheduled ancient monument, and for me, on a personal note, one of the most understated pieces of history Sussex has to offer. So hopefully with a video like this, it will never be forgotten. Welcome back. I can't tell you how excited I am to see these buildings. There should be two, but we will see, because it is a strange sort of like, it's strange really, because obviously scheduled ancient monument, if I can put my teeth back in, but just incredible really, the fact that these are literally in the middle of nowhere. Now, please understand, if you've been following my channel for years and years, when I say we're in the middle of nowhere, we really are. We're really close to Petworth. Beautiful Petworth, actually. Lovely Petworth. But when you're here, you are literally in the middle of nowhere. And it's so interesting to note that being here and surrounding this whole area, to think at one point this was really significant for bricks. You know, and again, it's strange because unlike most places, or abandoned brickyards or something, they still retain the element of where the road is, or you're quite close most of the time if you do explore these abandoned buildings to like where it's situated. However, We are literally in the middle of nowhere, and I think that just signifies its importance in historical context. Now, I'm aware that people have probably, I didn't really check, to be honest. I mean, it's my channel, why should I need to bother all the time? But I'm sure there are a couple of people who have visited this and probably documented it on social media or somewhere. But obviously I haven't done that. And I'm just so excited to do it because I know that not many people have. And you know really what we talk about in Phoenix history, you know, I try to, whenever possible, try to film or record stuff that isn't really well known, and it takes me a long time sometimes to do the research and everything else, because really that's really what I take pride in. If everybody else has done it, or the majority of people have done it, I kind of just switch off and it sort of turns me off a little bit. But yeah, could not be any more remote. I really mean that. We are literally, yeah, nowhere, but they are not too far away, so let's keep going. Well, everybody, I almost went past it. It was literally through the help of a hiker, I think. I literally was like, am I here yet? Because it is so, in this weather, I was hoping actually it might work for me with the leaves falling and stuff, but however, it is so well camouflaged here. Now I'm standing, because obviously really there's only 2 buildings left. So everybody's got to use their imagination. However, what does remain is extremely historically significant. This is the brick kiln, and beyond us is the moulding shed. You can't see that just yet, and I've not checked that out, so I'm literally sort of semi-doing this in real time in terms of exploring it with you. Obviously there's a brick kiln, but it does descend down, and this is really the most important part, the interesting part of the site really. Also, as it's sort of mentioned in the history lesson, it's really fascinating because the bricks were locally used. It was really a sort of more local basis of this industry that was situated in West Sussex. And look at this. How that roof has still survived. Incredible. Can you imagine at one point... Oh, it's going to be a bit slippery, everybody, so let's try and do our best without falling down. Whoa! Cool. It's quite tricky, that. There we go. Wow, oh look at you. Aren't you just the prettiest kiln? Isn't that amazing? Oh wow. I've got a little torch with me today because I was aware that it might be a little bit dark. But look at this. Look at that. That's the flumes for the heat to get the bricks which are above us, which I'll take you back to. But look at this. Now, in essence, I could technically crawl through that. However, not today. It is very, very muddy. I'm not prepared. Oh. I'll keep debating whether to do it or not, but no is the answer. It is very tight, and I am not that big. Look, I'll prove it to you. Look, I've literally walked in and I can't move anymore. So basically, if you have a small child, feel free to ignore health and safety and get them to go in there. You can see how wet it is, by the way. So yeah, come on everyone. Give me some leeway on this one today. It's wet, it's cold, it's an autumn day and it is a very tight squeeze. Now, on a summer's day, I would love to get down into that. I'd literally be like right down drain pipe. But it's so interesting to see this industry that is still surviving in just such a complete rural community in the middle of nowhere. But the beauty of this whole area is stunning. Look at that, a little ledge. Look how pretty the brickwork is. Look at that ledge. So we know that obviously kilns, it's interesting. Kilns are very interesting to me, especially in an industrial sense, because no two are necessarily the same, and they were sort of almost custom built for the location of where they were and the purpose for where they were. Now, again, if you've been following my channel for a long time, you'll note how many different kilns we've explored, and the fact that this is no different, and the fact that also this is a scheduled monument. Now, obviously, if we look up, as much as I said I was impressed with that roof, it's blatantly been redone. So, but yet the age of it when you're up on top, it actually looks older than it is on that roof. But, you know, hey, come on. It's really cool. How brilliant is that? Oh, God. If I could squeeze through, oh, my God, I'd so do it. It annoys me. This annoys me. But all you're doing is basically those flumes are just literally going into the kiln itself. And then, obviously, all that heat with the bricks up on top, it would be heated, and then obviously if we came to look up again, you'd see, finger of doom, where they'd all be heated up and then transported away. Obviously, like I said, you've got the moulding shed on the opposite side, but how beautiful though. You know, as a thing of beauty, that is stunning, isn't it? I love that. I really, really love that. And if I was thinner, and if it wasn't literally puddle central down there, I would have loved to have gone in that and just sort of like had a crawl. But, you know, come on, health and safety. Like I said, feel free to take your younger child down there. Please understand I'm being sarcastic, everybody. God, just come on now. Mind you, I wouldn't be surprised. Some people have probably done that, to be fair. Can you imagine that? Son or daughter, just go through there and take some photos for dad. That'd be great. That's a bit large and you can't get through. But isn't it just great? Isn't it really just the best? Knowing that the church that we saw above us and the school, it's, you know, everything was built around this on a local aspect, and it just really basically ties in with how amazing industry can be when you explore it. So let's head back up to the top of the kiln and then we'll head to the moulding shed. Come on. I'll just try and prove to you how tight this is. So look, I actually can't get through. Look. No, not happening today. Still good though, isn't it? Right, so here we are looking in, and obviously that's where our little flumes were coming through, our little tunnels, and you can just see there the heat would have come up and literally kept these bricks complete. Well, they would have basically done the bricks and tiles. I mean, it's amazing to imagine that heat coming through. You can see the slats individually in there as well, and that heat, that must have been an incredible sort of like feeling when you were here, and the sound of the wood and everything else as it was burning to ignite it. Amazing, really. And it's so peaceful around here now. It's crazy. I even saw someone. I mean, I know they were parking up at the church. This is where obviously you can park. You obviously can park at the church. But it's just such a beautiful thing to sort of know. Oh, let me get you out there. Look at that, sun's beating down on me. I'm loving this. I'm really loving this today. The fact that, you know, you're here and it's just beautiful. It really is. And on an autumn day, because I love my season changes, and you know, it's just to note that this exists and it was just something that was a real big sort of thing that I really wanted to get to. But honestly, because I'd never sort of, you know, in my naivety and my honesty, more importantly, I've been to Petworth loads and loads of times, but to actually drive to this specific place, it is so off the beaten track. And it's quite funny because when you drive up to the church, the road isn't redesigned for my Skoda. My Skoda is not well equipped to it, so you sort of get those bumpy bits. You know, oh my god, we're going to make it. But look at this. So we're now just heading to the other part now, which is just the moulding shed, and this is where actually it gives you some added information on Ebernoe. Really, again, a pronunciation, I do apologise. But what's great about this is this tells us where we are. So there's our, if I bring you closer, that's the kiln where we were. There's our moulding shed and clay pits either side, and then there's a pug mill. It just gives us the history of what we sort of knew already. Amazing. And Mr. Marks was paid for carrying bricks to Ebernoe to Petworth in 1693 in the 17th century. It's fascinating, isn't it? The kiln is unusual. It's a fire chamber. Just brilliant. Wealden Down and Open Air Museum. Wonderful. Like I said, I don't really want to say too much on it because obviously it gives you, like I said in your history lesson, you had it. But it does say, look, an unusual survival of 17th or early 18th century brickworks. It is actually very rare, this. And it was never altered or mechanised. Look, see what I mean? Horse and cart. That's what I'm saying. This was literally in the middle of nowhere. And it's crazy just to think all across here were our drying racks. But sadly, none of that survives. It's all really overgrown. And then here we go. See, it says beautifully restored. There we go. The brick kiln and moulding shed restored in 2000 by G.T. Stemp and Sons Limited, made possible by grants of the English Heritage and Lottery Fund. Yeah, there was mention in something I'd seen about the fact that this was obviously lottery funded. And I have to say, as a history lover, it's brilliant. But what I find very interesting is the lack of the sort of lack of openness to advertise a place like this, which is kind of cool actually, because it means that when I'm exploring it, for example, I'm very aware that not many people have documented this. So when we're here, it's just like, you know, it's a privilege. But look, this is our moulding shed to make the bricks. Look at this. So this is, like I said, unfortunately, it is what it is. But I wonder, you know, you sort of think to yourself, I wonder if that was open, what it would look like inside, because clearly it's not been open for a very, very long time. There we go, wow. Our moulding shed at Ebernoe, isn't it? Who knows? In my history lesson, I've probably screwed it up as well, so I do apologise again for Sussex. But remarkable, absolutely remarkable. Let's take a beautiful door and let's just walk round. Look at that, it was so well camouflaged. So the clay pits was clay pit down there, it would have been. But obviously as you're walking across here and it's so well camouflaged, even on a day like today. I'd hate to think on a sort of summer's day what that would have entailed, but absolutely remarkable. I think let's just we'll go together. Let me take you. Just wanted to have one final look at this. Again, I'm quite aware that even though it's been restored, it's amazing to think. And like I said, when we look at our map again, these drying racks, looks like the moulding shed originally, and it we're bringing in closer, would have had a bigger footprint, or there might have been something there. And then, like I said, there's a footprint of another building that would have been there. That's obviously the moulding shed was a small brick building with tiled roof where bricks and tiles were handmade. So I mean, what I'm saying, this is all local industry. It's beautiful drying racks, obviously, to dry them out. And there you go, that gives us a wonderful representation of how they would have put them up. Very everybody, thank you so much coming along with me. Wasn't that just a lovely little hidden gem of like a place to explore? That's really brightened up my day, really has. It's just been one of them sort of like times when everything's just so simple and everything works out, and you find something so historically important, like I said, this really unique kiln, and the fact the moulding shed as well. Just really, it's something, like I said, that really brightens me up because of the fact, like I said, that not many people have documented this place. So the fact that you've come along with me, hopefully you've enjoyed it, and it might encourage you also, like I always say in Phoenix History, to go out and explore your local history, to sort of like see these hidden gems, these hidden relics that we have that are still holding on just by dear life, by their fingertips, just before nature or demolition or anything takes over. As we know, places like this anyway, industrial places, especially in the southeast, are very, very rare in themselves. So when these places do spring up, or that they get relocated, or in terms of they get refound, should we just sort of say under the undergrowth or whatever, it's really important that we go check them out as a form of historical documentation. So thank you from the bottom of my heart, from me at Phoenix History, for coming along with me. Feel free to spread the word of the channel and like the video, obviously. It really means a lot, and it really goes a long way, just to sort of making me feel like I should be doing more of this sort of stuff. Just you know, this is a good thing. I don't know. Take care. Any more words of Phoenix History? Again, never of the words, because history matters meant so much. The fact that this is just here is incredible. It's a testament to this hidden little village in the middle of nowhere, really. I mean, I know we're up the way from Petworth, but yeah. Well, because history matters, doesn't it just? Take care, everybody, and I'll love you all for watching this, and thank you for your kindness, your patience, and your understanding. Remember, preservation, conservation, and historical exploration is what my motto down underneath, because history matters, the purpose of this channel. Take care, love to you all, and think you know the drill by now. Are you ready? Watch yourself now, you might hurt yourself, careful now, kapow.